Hi, Richard Silk here with tips and advice about practical and relational life matters. Today's story explains a little bit of why you haven't seen me for a few weeks. I just got back from leading a 9-day retreat with some parents and 8 to 10-year-old kids. And my story comes out of that retreat. The principle I want to pass on to everybody is when you're, particularly if you're divorced or separated, but it applies to all parents, is to put your children in first place. Make sure you take care of and provide for them. Bring happy, loving energy to them. And if you have a problem or difficulty with your ex or with your husband or wife, whether it's around the child or not, do that outside. Do that separately. You don't need to expose the kid to that. Kids at this age, most of the time, they're going to think things are their fault. So the story today, at the beginning of the retreat, I was out at the raft serving as a lifeguard at this lake we were at, and this boy came out and he started to get really upset, started to cry. He was having some real problem with his life jacket. And so the father was there and started to talk a little bit, and it became apparent that the mother hadn't quite put it on right. So the father started to get upset, and he's like immediately starts to head into the shore. Not that far, but he would have been gone for 5 minutes or something like that to talk with the wife because he's upset with her. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, you can have upset emotions about her, and I pulled him aside so that the boy wouldn't hear. But let's handle the boy first. Let's put the boy in first position, and and then go from there. He doesn't need to be. You don't want to leave him to go have to be upset at your ex-wife. So he stayed there, and we worked it out pretty simple. To get the toggles working on the life jacket, and it was fine. And then later, it even made it simpler. We went and talked to his wife because he knew actually what the problem was with a life jacket, as opposed to talking generally about it, not really knowing what the issue was. So, put your kids in first place. They're going to tend, if there's emotional upset between parents or exes, very, very often, depending on the circumstances, in some circumstances, most of the time, they're going to feel like it's their fault. No need for that. Be happy with them, be loving with them. And make things a lot more balanced, and it'll even help to balance out in terms of the relationship you have with your husband or wife, or with your former husband or wife. So that's the tip for today, and I hope that's useful for you, for all you parents out there, whether you've got one kid or however many it is. Okay.